If the Fed really wants to do what they say that they're going to do, which is fight inflation, then they would be doing what they need to do to fight inflation, which is raising interest rates. Now, they're not doing that. A 0.25% interest rate hike is not going to fight the 8% inflation that we're seeing right now. We would need significant interest rate hikes to fight inflation. So what that means is maybe the Fed is a lot more concerned about the economy than we think, because the economy is what the Fed is basing whether they're going to be willing to raise interest rates or not. The Fed keeps saying that our economy is robust, our economy is strong, our economy can handle higher interest rates, but if it can, and inflation is so high, wouldn't the Fed already be raising interest rates right now, considering how high inflation is? You can't fight this and support this at the exact same time, because when you raise interest rates to fight inflation, you ultimately hurt the economy because now it becomes more expensive to borrow money. That's why when you enter a recession, you cut interest rates to support the economy, which ultimately causes more inflation. So you can't do this and this at the same time, and right now, the Fed is really concerned here and here, but they keep saying they're concerned here, but they're not doing anything to support this. The reason why this is such a big concern is because you have to understand what inflation means. Inflation isn't the prices of things going up. Inflation is the value of your dollar going down. And because the value of your dollar is going down, you need more dollars to go out and buy things. Well, if you look at the United States on a global presence, the United States is the world's superpower. We have the world's reserve currency. But that is now being challenged. I made a video recently talking about Ray Dalio's theory of how China might become the next world order, and we also have countries around the world that are starting to ditch the dollar. Even Saudi Arabia is talking about potentially not using the dollar to buy and sell oil. I don't want to go too deep into the history behind the petrodollar in this video, but essentially the dollar is what's used to buy and sell oil around the world, and if that no longer happened, well, then the United States dollar would lose a lot of its credibility around the world. And if that were to happen, then the United States dollar would lose even more value, causing more inflation, making this whole problem a whole lot worse. There's two major things that I want you to get out of this video. One, inflation is going to get worse before it gets better. Do not expect inflation to just magically disappear. This problem is going to continue to get worse for at least the foreseeable future before we start to see inflation cool down and before inflation no longer is an issue. So this is going to be a major problem when it comes to money. Things are going to get more expensive. Life is going to get more expensive. So prepare for that. Don't wait for it to happen to start thinking about what to do. Start preparing right now. Get your finances in order. And second, the next 50 years of our economy are going to be very different than the last 50 years. So use your money accordingly. Our parents and grandparents grew up in a very different time in the American economy and a different phase in our American economy. During the last 50 years, we saw huge growth in the American economy. We saw massive innovation. We saw massive success in the American economy. Now, over the next 50 years, the American economy will continue to grow, but we're probably not going to see the same growth that we saw over the last 50 years. And we could see a lot of changes with things that happened to the dollar. We can see a lot of changes to the presence of the United States around the world. We could see a lot of changes when it comes to the world order of the world's reserve currency. These are things that you want to be aware of and that you want to be prepared for, because the people that are going to get hurt and lose the most are the people that get hit blindsided because they expect everything to continue to work in the future as it has in the past. You cannot drive a car by looking at the rear view mirror. You have to look at what's coming ahead of you, and you want to start preparing your money for what's coming. That means, for one, you do not want to be 100% in cash. You do not want to just be saving all of your money, because this inflation is not going away. When you see inflation happen, the value of your dollar goes down. So if you're just saving all of your money while your bank is paying you nothing in interest, you're effectively becoming poorer each and every day. If you enjoyed this short clip from my longer videos, here's another clip that I think you'll love. And while you're at it, if you're interested in learning more about how to start generating passive income, our team put together an amazing guide that goes over what passive income is, how to start generating passive income, and different passive income strategies. These are things that you can start doing even if you don't have a lot of money. So if you want to read this free guide on how to start generating passive income for free, all you got to do is click that button right over there. Thank you for watching, and as always, keep hustling.